Hi, in the last video, we talked about how to insert sheet and how to delete sheet. So as I click delete sheet, it will delete the last worksheet in the workbook. So click delete and delete. As I continue delete, right, always delete the last worksheet. But however, since advanced setting is our only worksheet, right, we don't want to remove it. And we also talk about insert sheets. So every time I click on this button, two worksheet is created. So how do I do that? Let's fire up the VBA. Press alternate F11. Function key F11. So this is about add multiple sheets. So we got add first new sheet. So adding that sheet add, and it's after that. So this is what we done right in the last video. So let's do a comparison. Right? What it does is that it added a sheet and takes the value of cell 4 and cell 3, which means row 4, column 3. And in second new sheet, it takes a value that is below it, which is row 5, column 3. And row 6, column 3. So row 4, column 3, row 5, column 3, row 6, column 3. So what does that mean? It means that it's keep adding up. 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. As it change to the next row, as you add a new sheet, it moves down one row. So to do that, we have two ways. Either hardcode it, or we can say, okay, so current row is this. So I set that to current row equal to 4. Now, as I change this to here, I say my current row is basically takes the last current row and then plus 1. So current row set as 4, and then current row which is 4 plus 1 become 5. And we keep doing that for the third worksheet as well. So 4, we change this 4 to current row. And this 5 to current row. And this to current row as well. Now let's run this code again, right? Delete, and run this code. I press F8. See F8, right? Add multiple sheet. So add this one time, right? So add this. Now notice that we are inserting a sheet. So I will set the current row to 4. So it takes current stored value of 4, right? So it's referred to 4, 3, which is what we want. So we save that to branch A. See that? Notice that our branch A, 4, 3. So now we are ready to add the second sheet. So again, we use sheets dot add and add it after the last worksheet by using worksheets.count. So we add it, and now we have. So current row currently store 4. 4 plus 1 becomes 5, and we reassign it to this variable current row 5. So we got a 5, 5, 3, right? So what is 5, 3 in one setting? Let's see, right? 5, 3 is branch B. So we take this value, branch B value, right? and assign it to the last worksheet, which is branch B. And we do the same for the third worksheet, sheets.add. And at the moment, what value does it store in the current row variables? Yeah, you're right. It's 5. 5 plus 1 become 6. So on 6. So this time, right, we take the value from at one setting, we take 6. And so the 6 tree is branch 3. So we'll execute this code, right? We'll execute this code. And notice that the last worksheet is now changed to branch 3. And we end the course. So we can keep doing this for the rest of the branch. Or we can do a simple for loop. Now, the simple for loop says that, but first, let's make it, all this code looks the same, right? See that? So how do we make this as just like one of these here, right? Is that we make it generalized, right? So before we get this direct, we say, well, at first it was not at row 4, it was at 3. So to get 4, we use the same code here. So now we have at first, at second sheet, at third sheet, right? Looks exactly the same, right? Every time they repeat, the code looks exactly the same. So then all we can do is, right? So I'm going to do with a loop, right? Which is right here. You can see that I already add the code here, right? Row 4, right? For example, so what is a for loop like? This is called a for loop, right? First it has the for, the word for, and then they got the current row, and then for 4 to 6, right? We set as 4. Now instead of adding one by one, right? We monitor with this sequence 4 to 6, current row, which is that current row, and then as we move to the next loop, right? It's no longer take 4. In the first time it takes 4. It's just like what you experience here, right? Here is about 4. Then another time that we execute the same code, it's no longer 4, it is 5. So here is do the same every time you see the next, beginning with 4, after the next it becomes 5. And then put it to 5, right? 5, 3, and then once you finish this, the code in between the 4 and the next, right, it will increase another time until it reaches 6. That's the last time. So let's see what it was. All right, let's just delete this code again, right? So I just run this on the debug mode, right, by pressing function key F8. So current row 4 to 6, right? Current row store as 4, right? So you notice that it's 4, start at 4, and we take the value of 4. Now notice that it is now changed to branch B, or branch A, and let's go to next. So current value is 4, right? Notice this, right? As I press F8, it actually goes back to the 4 line. Right now, current store 5. That is the beauty of for loop, right? It change one at a time, right? Or increase by 1 every time a for loop change. Right, it can, yeah, in this example, we increase by 1. So Cairo store 5, right, it's just like what we have here. In the second new sheet, we want 5. In the third, we want 6. So therefore, it changed to branch B. Next Cairo. So Kairos now store what value? Yeah, it stores 6. Right here, 6. And there you are, right? And let's complete the course. So now, instead of calling this, executing this code, right, we can call this as well, right? We change that. Right click, assign macro from add one sheet to add multiple sheet with loops. Okay, which is this, right? We're calling this sub procedure and click OK. So we do the same, right? Insert that. Now this happens because we haven't deleted the row, so we actually limit it. In that case, we will stop, right? Click debug. You say, okay, in this case, right, we can't, SL can't name this. So let's just stop it, right? Let's just delete the sheet and we run this. And we click this. It is the same, right? We are executing this code. So in this video, you learn about for loop, right? Using for loop and how the equivalence of for loop is here. Much longer, right? You write the code, it's the same code, but you repeat it 3 times, or at least 2 times. Here, you repeat, there's no repeat, right? Just using a for loop. And the code looks shorter, but it's do the same work. And should we increase it to 4 to 33? There's no problem, right? We can just change this. From 4 to 6, we change this to, say, we want to increase to 13, increase to row 13. So, right, it's refer to row 13, not that it is because of the 10 item. So, add multiple sheets. So we delete this. Okay, and we call this. Now notice that Excel just create insert 10 worksheet at a glance. Now after that, after you insert finish up, right, you want to move this back to your advanced setting. You can do so by selecting that sheet, worksheet, advanced setting dot select. Okay, you can do that. So that is to reposition back, just like after we created this, and the user select this back. And you can even have a message box saying you completed inserted sheets, so user is informed. Right, so in this video, you learn about for loop and how to navigate back to the advanced setting worksheet. And thank you. See you in the next summary video.